200,000 children are abducted by family members every year. And law enforcement does a very admirable work to track down the perpetrators of these crimes, but with tens of thousands of cases every year, their resources are stretched thin. And we owe it to these children to make sure that law enforcement agencies have every tool at their disposal to effectively investigate and solve these crimes. Report found that in 46% in these cases, new addresses for these missing children can be identified through an analysis of tax returns that are filed using either the suspected perpetrators or the missing child's Social Security number. This information could actually lead law enforcement directly to the front door of the kidnapper and the child. And while this type of critical tax information can already be used for federal crimes like terrorist attacks and tracking down fugitives, current law does not allow investigators to access federal tax records to help find an abducted child.
And Mr. Paulsen's right. The resources across this country are scarce. This is a tool that is absolutely needed, necessary, and again will be much appreciated not only by law enforcement, by every family who is suffering with the disappearance and loss and kidnap and exploitation of their child.
Caucus with my good friend Representative Reichert, I know that we simply cannot have information at our fingertips that can help bring an abducted child home and not allow law enforcement to use it. We need to establish a system that protects taxpayers' privacy, but also allows law enforcement to do its job. And this bill does just that. I commend the main sponsor.
Just wanted to commend Erik Paulsen for a thorough job in what is common sense legislation. He was joined by my dear friend and distinguished colleague from Connecticut, Joe Courtney. I think Mr. Pascrell has, along with Mr. Paulsen, have summed up the bill. I just wanted to commend him for a very common sense but very necessary piece of legislation that will certainly go a long way to help people out.
Working together, we can absolutely making sure that we can do everything we can to find missing children and reunite them with their families.